So I was going through my comments yesterday, and I saw Hig-Base comment on my video and said, hey, you should react to Nick Wright and what he had to say about the Bengals. Because he was responding to this right here, other side, this right here, an article that was posted by SI that predicts the Bengals win the Super Bowl. Bengals also, Joe Burrow wins MVP. I know you can't really see because my beautiful face in a way, but Burrow wins MVP. So Nick Wright had a comment. And if you don't know anything about Nick Wright is like if you cross, a person walking normally, and a freight train. It's not a good idea to, put those two things together. That's Nick Wright. I'm gonna hear him out. I'm gonna try not to, just absolutely go off. But you know what? We're gonna hear him out. Now, because he's gonna absolutely destroy my channel if I don't put up that beautiful thing right here. Let's go ahead and put this up and kind of use Dak Prescott for the first time Dak Prescott's been productive in the NFL, as a blocker here.
Some spot on. He's high on the Bengals and has Cincy winning the Super Bowl and Burrow winning the MVP. I just want to reiterate, he made 100 predictions, and we have cherry-picked.
This was the very first one of the article. It's not like we're picking predictions 72. He led off with this, and I like Connor. He's a good writer. And you know what? Clickbait right here, so well done.
There was 100 predictions.
Yeah.
Also predicted the Patriots to win the AFC East. Brew.
Did he?
Yes. That's why.
Well, was it a parody article?
Okay. Do you think this is disrespecting Kansas City?
Look, you guys know how much I love Patrick Mahomes.
No, we don't.
Especially when
I was the first to call him Jordan-esque. Yes. I was the first to call him the potential GOAT.
That part is not true.
I wasn't the first to say potential GOAT?
No.
GOAT potential?
Absolutely. Just because Sports Illustrated
you
wrote
saw me say it. It was Sports Illustrated.
But that
there's
does not
the
mean
magazine
you were the
of
first.
record. The
they're
website
not
of
even
record.
a magazine anymore.
Well, the website of record said I was the first, so it is what it is.
Certainly one of them.
But anyway, no.
God dog it.
Even as much love as I have for Mahomes, this is not disrespectful. All right? The rest, Nick likes to come over here and say there's a Grand Canyon-sized gap between the Chiefs and everyone else in football.
I'll stop right there before I continue listening to that. Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, okay? Him and Burrow are 1A, 1B. It's very close. Right now, Mahomes has it because you can't deny the guy won Super Bowls. The man is very good at what he does, okay? You can't deny that, right? There's not a Grand Canyon gap. It's very close. Right now, I said this before, I'll say it again. They're at the quarterback tier list. You got Mahomes and Burrow, and that's a tier. And then you could make an argument it's a Grand Canyon gap after that. Because after that, that's when you get to down Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and you get to that area, right? But the top two are those two quarterbacks. I have this feeling. I haven't watched this video yet. I promise I haven't watched this video yet. He's going to bring up Jordan. I don't know why I got this weird feeling he's going to bring up Jordan when Jordan and the Bulls won for so many years in a row. And it was like they were the team. And that is possible. That is possible to get to that narrative eventually with the Chiefs. You could eventually get there. Let's say the Chiefs go out there and win 4 of the next 5 Super Bowls, right? They will get to a point where it's like, okay, if you think anyone but the Chiefs is going to win, it's kind of disrespectful. They are not at that point yet. Right? The Patriots were 20 years in a row, pretty much, that they always were the AFC Championship team. So if you said anyone was going to the AFC Championship except for the Patriots, it was disrespectful because they went there for 20 straight years. Burrow is 3-1 right now versus Patrick Mahomes. That's facts. If you're a Chiefs fan, you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. It is facts that Mahomes is the best quarterback because of the Super Bowls he won and things he has accomplished. But you also got to look at the facts that Burrow has his number. Doesn't mean that he's better. It means he has his number. Which means, right now, it's disrespectful to say anyone from the AFC except for the Bengals or the Chiefs going and winning Super Bowl, you could say make an argument, though that's disrespectful. Anyone but those two teams. I don't really think that because it's only been 2 seasons. It hasn't been that long. But you can make that argument. Let's listen to the rest of this.
There is not. In fact, the gap is yay big. Or yay small.
What?
It took a questionable call and a 45-yard field goal, essentially at the buzzer, for them to beat the team that has, in the regular season, beaten them the last
3
two
times they played. And should have been 4th. And it's funny he brings up that Joseph Asai roughing the passer was questionable. That was not actually questionable. That was a good call by the refs. The problem was, on that same play, there was 2 holding calls that was missed. And if Chiefs fans, if you argue with that, well, I hate to tell you this, the head of refs came out and said himself there was 2 holding calls missed on that play. So you can't even argue that. The head of refs already admitted to it. And then on that punt return right before, there was a legal block in the back, not called, and a holding call, not called. So that's 4 penalties right there that was not called. The Joseph Asai play was actually a good call by the refs. He hit him out of bounds after the play was over. That's an okay call. The problem is what led to that. That was not called. And 3, not 2. It's 3 and 1. Should be 4-0.
When that happened?
No, but they weren't winning.
Okay.
It was 20-all.
Hey,
so my point, look, they're better than Cincinnati. But they were last year.
Brew.
But by this much.
Brew.
So to predict that Cincinnati's going to come through with a great quarterback, great receivers, great team, I don't think that's disrespectful.
Brew, would it have been
we got to say they're going to win every year now.
Would it have been disrespectful to predict that the Utah Jazz were going to win the NBA championship?
What the Chiefs have done is not
wait.
No. That is not what the Bulls did. They won 3 straight.
Okay,
and 6 of the last 8 years.
No,
the Chiefs haven't done that.
Okay, 1993, when the Bulls had won twice. Would it have been disrespectful to say this is the year the Blazers get it?
They won
I know
2
we
straight.
lost them last year.
They won 2 straight.
Yeah, so would it have been disrespectful?
Kansas City, is it 2 straight?
It's not 2 straight.
Oh, okay.
It's 2
so
out of 4.
Give me another comparison. Those two don't work.
Well, you're tied to the back-to-back Okay,
well, one thing, the Chiefs, while yes, very amazing how much they accomplished, they won the last Super Bowl, but then they got smoked in the Super Bowl before that by the Buccaneers. They got absolutely smoked. Like the age-old Tom Brady, the old GOAT versus the new GOAT in Patrick Mahomes. Well, guess what? The old GOAT absolutely smoked the new GOAT. So, to the point of view of, like, even comparing them to the Jordan and the Bulls, it's kind of laughable. Because Super Bowl before that, honestly, if it wasn't for Jimmy G being so incapable and absolutely an idiot, and overthrew a 3rd down and short that was a wide-open touchdown, they might have lost that Super Bowl, too. So, it's not like they dominated any of these Super Bowls at all, actually. Even the last one, they technically didn't dominate the Eagles. They played really good second half football, though. I gotta give them complete credit. They played absolutely lights out second half football. But the first half, they got dominated by the Eagles. So, you can't really make the argument. They're a great team. They're the best team in the league. Okay, period. It's not disrespectful to say another great team, who is probably the best team, might be the best, second best team in the NFL, could beat them. And has beaten them. And could beat them to win a Super Bowl. Who has beaten them before to get to the Super Bowl. Come on now.
All right, I'll give it to you. 97 would it have been disrespectful when the Bulls were coming off the 72 wins in the title. They had won 1 in the last 3 years.
3 straight before he went to play baseball.
Stop it.
I mean,
listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. You are allowed to make off-the-wall, shoot-the-moon predictions. Yeah. I did it this year. I picked the Mavs. The Mavs, they had just made a conference championship round. And
like he didn't really believe.
No,
I was just throwing.
No,
something
I didn't
out
say
there.
that. No, hold on.
Off
Wait,
the wall,
Wilds,
shoot the moon.
Wilds.
Yeah.
What do I hate more than anything? Being misquoted.
Oh, that's
I
true.
did not say I did not believe it. I understood that it was a prediction that was outside of the mainstream.
They had been to the Western Conference.
Right.
It's not that
point,
outside.
So then don't call it shooting for the moon. Is
Yeah.
that what you said?
Throwing stuff on the wall.
Yeah, you called it that.
We did a full segment. We did like several segments.
I caught you, Nick. You're trying to like take a little bit of steam off your Dallas prediction.
No,
That's what you're
I'm
trying
not.
to
I
do.
thought we were talking about Mahomes.
I didn't really believe that. The Mavericks. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm just calling you out. Who in the right mind thought the Mavericks were going to win? I just threw it out there.
I did not.
Losing games on purpose.
I'm going to leave. I did not say that I did not believe it. I did not say it was not serious. My point is, you are allowed, when you are making a prediction, to say, I believe this is going to happen, even though I understand that it is outside of the mainstream. I just want to make this clear. Any pick that anyone makes for this year's Super Bowl that isn't the Chiefs is like my Mavericks pick. It could come true.
Probably.
But it is obviously you are taking a long shot. There is no tangible football reason to pick any team other than Kansas City. Kansas City that has the universally accepted best quarterback, the at this point nearly
He said universally best tight end too, which I don't think universally Kelsey's considered the best tight end. I think he's the best tight end, but there's a lot of people, my best friend, who says that Kittle is better than Kelsey, or there's a lot of people who say Andrews is better than Kelsey. So I don't think he's universally the best. I think it's actually a mix of the three. It's like 1A, 1B, 1C. I think Kelsey's the best, personally. I will admit I think he's the best. But to the point, I hate that argument. Okay, I'm sorry, but I hate that argument so freaking much. Well, because this team won the Super Bowl, they have to be predicted every single year to win again. That's so stupid. Dude, Super Bowl hangovers. Has anyone ever heard of a Super Bowl hangover? Or know what a Super Bowl hangover is? It's pretty much means you win a Super Bowl, and then guess what? You're not good the next year. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when they won against... guess who they beat? They smoked the Chiefs. When they smoked the Chiefs, they were one of the first teams to ever keep the whole band together. To keep everyone on the roster from the Super Bowl to the next year, right? It doesn't happen often. Look at the Eagles. They lost the Super Bowl and they lost the defense coordinator. Whenever you win the Super Bowl, even if you make a Super Bowl, it doesn't mean you have to win it. You either make it or you win it. Everyone wants to be you, right? Because everyone wants to copycat and, do what you did. It's a copycat league. That's what this league is. So everyone's going to say, oh, I want to do this, this, and this. I want to take this and this and this. And you start losing pieces. You start losing what made you great. And to be honest, again, a lot of the Super Bowl runs, any team you look at, even the best teams, it's almost like, it's like a thing of destiny when you go and win a Super Bowl. You go make the Super Bowl. It's not something you manufacture, right? Every season you start off, and look at last season, for example. No one thought the Eagles last season were going to make the playoffs. Make the playoffs, go to the Super Bowl, and do all what they did. There were so many experts last season who said, yep, the Eagles, oh yeah, they're going to barely make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, the Cowboys will win the division, and they won't do much of anything. Jalen Hurts is a bust. He goes to the Super Bowl. It's a thing of destiny. So it's so hard to repeat a Super Bowl for that said reason. The Patriots have done it many times. Chiefs, did they actually? When they beat the 49ers, did they go the following year? Was that the following year when they went to the, against the, Buccaneers? Let me see. I'm trying to think off the top of my head here who they, if they played that following season versus them. Or if they did go back to back. It's very hard to do that. They did okay. So they actually did. They went, so they beat the 49ers, and then they went back and got absolutely smoked like fried pancakes by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So yeah, they did go back to back. It's hard to do that. It's not easy to do that, let alone go back and win. There's not many teams in history who has won a Super Bowl, went back, and then won another Super Bowl. Is there actually one? There might not even be one. I don't think there's actually one team that has ever done that. Because that is almost impossible. Especially keeping the whole team together. Like, no, that's a very... Okay, let me see. Obviously, Tom Brady. Tom Brady, first quarterback to win with two different teams. Actually, probably not the first one. And won a Super Bowl twice. 8 teams, NFL teams, won back-to-back Super Bowls. Only one franchise, Pittsburgh Steelers, have accomplished the feature twice. That makes sense. I probably should have guessed that. Pittsburgh had the steel curtain, so they were absolutely freaking phenomenal. So if they win this year, they will be the 9th team, the Chiefs, if they win this year. Has anyone won 3 times in a row? Only the Green Bay Packers have won 3 times in a row. Okay, so 8 teams have won twice, back-to-back. 9 teams, well, the Chiefs win this year, it'll be 9 teams. 1 team has won 3 times in a row. It's not easy to do. It's not easy. So, again, and that was back in the 70s with the steel curtain and, the Raiders that were absolutely crazy. The purple people eaters. Well, Vikings haven't won the Super Bowl, but I like to bring them up whenever I talk about football. Chiefs are a good team. They are. They're the best team in the NFL. They won the Super Bowl. Congratulations. That's the best. At the end of the day, it's not disrespectful to anyone to say another team could go and win the Super Bowl. If you say, oh, I believe that the, Chiefs are going to get absolutely, toasted waffles like they did in the Bucs Super Bowl again, then that could be disrespectful, right? To say that they're going to get repeat smacked up and down the wall, that's disrespectful. But to say that they might go against the AFC Championship game versus the, Cincinnati Bengals and lose that game by 4 points and the Bengals go and win the Super Bowl and Burrow's MVP is not disrespectful. It's not disrespectful to say Burrow is the MVP. I think he should win it. A lot of people think that. It's not disrespectful. Nick Wright's an idiot. And we listen to idiots. See? That's life. Sports analyst. Quote, people who get paid way too much money to say dumb things. See you guys next one. Peace out.